Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Katie Scott, and welcome to the Power of Choice on YouTube. On this channel, we explore how the choices we make shape every part of our lives, from our relationships to our careers and everything in between. Every decision holds the potential to transform your world, and I'm here to help you to make the most of it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. So let's dive in. So today, I want to talk about Meghan Sussex minding her businesses. If we gave this podcast a title, that's what it would be today. Meghan Sussex minding her businesses. So today I want to briefly talk about how Meghan Sussex, by her admission, is in her era of joy. And I'm here for it. Here's why all of us should be making the same choices to ignore the noise in our lives and concentrate on what really matters. Meghan has done that, and I'm so happy that she has, because those of us who have followed her journey the past 8+ years, we know what she's been through. That woman has been through it. You know, while the same people are doing what they do, dragging her in a situation that has nothing to do with her, she's minding her businesses and looking to what comes next in her life. I really don't want to talk too much about what's been going on with Bali and this Sophie woman who did an interview with Sky News with her friend as the host. So that was safe for her, I'm sure. With one of Will's henchmen sitting right next to her. And so, that tells us all we need to know about why this whole thing came about. And it's very, very sad that William will not, for the life of him, find a personality or find a passion of his own to be his own person, but he focuses so much on his brother that he cannot do anything, go after his own passion, come up with something unique and new. But instead, he wants to go after his brother all the time and try to tear down everything this young man has built. And that's so sad for, it's heartbreaking for Harry, but it's also very sad for William that he is living his life like that and he can't see how wrong he is. And he knows that we all can see that a lot of the stuff that comes after Harry and Meghan, he knows that the world knows he's behind it in some way. But he just doesn't care. And that's tragic. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because that's not joyful. I mean, it's factual, but it's not where we want to live at. We can talk about some of these things and move on, but we don't need to take up residency in it, because then we don't want them pulling us down in the mud with them. They can wallow in the mud all they want, but let's not wallow in it with them. So Meghan's in her era of joy. I'm glad she's done that, while other people are still doing whatever they're doing. She is looking forward to what comes next. And what's coming next for her? April 8th, everybody. April 8th, tomorrow, is Meghan's new podcast with Lemonada. Confessions of a Female Founder. Oh my goodness. Meghan seems to be on fire right now. She is really doing the darn thing. She is working things out. She is working on her businesses, doing her thing, loving her husband. She is surrounded by wonderful friends who love and respect her and who she can trust, who are loyal. Because you never hear anything coming out of Montecito. There are no leaks in Montecito. There are no leaks in Montecito. And that's why every time we hear on the news an insider, there are no insiders in Montecito. There are no insiders at Netflix that will talk to anybody across the pond or connected with people across the pond who actually live in the United States. There are none. So when we hear you guys going insider and writing whole articles on it, what we really know is you looked in the mirror and told yourself something and then said it was an insider. Maybe you didn't even look in the mirror. You just got out your typewriter, your keyboard or whatever, and started typing up the lies and then said it was an insider. Because you never have a name to go to it. And when you do have a name, it's somebody you paid off. And they were paid to sit there and lie with a straight face. So we don't believe any of it because we see what they're doing. They're not doing anything to anybody. They're minding their own business. And they're working hard. And I have to say, though, and I'm not going to stay on the Bali thing, but what Sophie is doing, and I believe Will is behind it. I don't know that to be a fact, but I believe it with all my heart because there's his henchman sitting up there next to her, and she put him on the board. He's been wanting whatever his whole life, whatever Harry has, he's always wanted. And that is so shameful, and by now he knows we know it. I mean, Harry even wrote about it in his book, so we know. He just doesn't care. And he's not going to stop because that man really seems to have zero self-awareness. He just seems like he don't even have a heart. I mean, because how evil can you be toward your own brother and his wife and his kids? I mean, anyway, I don't want to get on to William because it just seems like that man is just lost. I mean, just totally lost. Just soulless, just gone. See, that's what I mean. That's why I try not to get on that too much because it really can pull something out of you to see somebody living their life in that way and they can't see anything wrong with it. But we really do want to stay on what Meghan is doing because she is really having the time of her life right now. And everything she touches seems like it's just successful. And on tomorrow, can't wait for Confessions of a Female Founder. I mean, no sooner than Meghan debuted her With Love Meghan on Netflix. And we saw how that went. People tried to put it down before it aired. And it ended up being a global success like everything she touches. And then she just last week, as ever, went live, and sad to say, by the time I got on there and I have a couple of things in my basket, gonna pay for them, trying to figure out a couple more things, and missed out because somebody jumped right in there and bought them right out of the basket before I could, get to the place where I was actually buying them. They were just in the basket, so they disappeared, and I didn't get anything. So I will try to be faster next time around. But yeah, she sold out. She actually sold out in less than an hour. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that honey sold out in the first 5 minutes or something. So anyway, it just goes to show you, even with all of the smears and the lies and the hate this woman has endured all this time, it's like, yeah, they're right when they say they forgot she was a seed, because she just keep growing and getting better and better. No matter how they try to bury her, she just goes taller and stronger and just gaining more. She's really gaining more fans. I don't know if I want to call them fans or supporters, but just people who, for example, I was reading on social media where this one guy was saying he heard so much negativity surrounded with Love Meghan, and he's going like the rest of us. It's a darn cooking show. What y'all being negative about? Food, please. So he said he went over to watch it, and he said he absolutely loved it. And he just raved about everything on there, probably the same things that you and I loved about it. Because I found myself sitting there watching every episode with a smile on my face because it was just so peaceful and enjoyable to watch. And if we need peace right now in our world, it's right now. And it's just the opposite of what some people are saying. Look what's going on in the world right now. And look what's going on. And do we need to concentrate on all of that? Or do we need a distraction on something that's sweet and kind and peaceful and gives us a little bit of joy? Absolutely we do. You can't live in that other stuff. That would just take your mind clean away from you if you tried to live in all of that chaos. So thank you, Meghan, for With Love Meghan, because it came at the right time, and I'm appreciative of it. And Netflix, thank you guys for being her partners and as ever, because that's wonderful too. So it was a global hit in the top 10 in multiple countries. And like I said, she released As Ever. We know that went live and sold out in under an hour. And then tomorrow we have April 8th, tomorrow, Confessions of a Female Founder. And I don't know about you all, but I'm looking so forward to it. What I have decided to do is enjoy this era of joy, just as Meghan has decided to do it, as we have all been in the trenches with Meghan and Harry for a long time. We were paying attention when a lot of people were not. And even now, it seems so suspicious that as Meghan has become this cultural icon influencer. And I know Meghan says she's not an influencer, but she influences a lot of things. She influences culture for sure. I mean, if you go on social media and you see how many people are cooking up that one pan pasta and all of these other things, and some people even doing that what was that chicken, that Asian chicken or whatever, that was a lot of steps to it, I felt like, but I still want to do it. But people are actually doing that, and I definitely want to bake that cake. And I've already purchased my pan to do the donuts. So, and yes, I'm one of the ones who went and bought Le Creuset set. I bought a couple pieces, not the set. I'm gonna get the set, but yeah, it's not a set. I bought 2 pieces of the same color, but I'll say it's my set until I get the full set. Anyways, so I was saying it seems so suspicious that as Meghan has become this cultural icon and is influencing people across the board, the people across the pond seem intent on manufacturing some type of chaos. And it's easy to do. All they have to do is dangle money in front of anyone that claims to be a monarchist or whatever, or anyone that their family has given some MBEs or MIAs or TRSs or whatever letters you want to call them, and then they're forever beholden, so they're ready to do their bidding no matter how evil they are and how meaningless those MBEs and whatever is to the rest of the world. But if you got a colonized mentality, you'll be willing to do anything to feel like you're on the inside, and you're not. You'll always be on the outside to them. Anyone who decides to lie about Harry and Meghan, I feel sorry for you. This is shameful behavior, but here we are. We do our best to lift this couple up in prayer, as we have for the past 8+ years. Same as we lift our own families up in prayer, not just their family. We pray for our families, and we pray for America. We're praying for the world right now. So many things are happening in our world. But one thing is for sure, all of us can identify with what it must feel like to be lied on, vilified, cheated, mistreated by hateful, jealous people for whatever manufactured reason they hide behind. But they cannot hide from God. The good thing is, even when people appear to be getting away with dirt, and it does look like sometimes that those people get away with everything, and a British tabloid media and all the rest of them, but they're not getting away with anything. They are not. God is watching, and everyone has to answer to God, whether they like it or not, or whether they want to admit it or not, or whether they want to believe it or not, but it's still fact. The Bible says in Galatians 6:7, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That shall he also reap. The phrase God is not mocked is a biblical warning. Listen, people, that phrase, God is not mocked, is a biblical warning emphasizing that actions have consequences. And ignoring God's principles will lead to negative outcomes. Again, whether you believe it or not, whether you receive it or not, it is what it is. So let Will, Kate, Charles, Camilla, Sophie, and all the rest of them, haters, derangers, all the ones with the hate channels, you're in trouble. These 2 people are better than every one of y'all put together. Because the nasty, hateful things you're doing to them, they would never do to you or anybody else. When that couple did speak up in the Oprah interview after being silenced all that time and having to listen to all the lies being spewed about them and made up things that were said about them, and they finally had the opportunity after a whole year being quiet, thinking you would stop, they would stop and leave them alone. They didn't. They just piled it on more and more. So they decided to talk. And I'm so glad that they did. They did that Oprah interview, and right before that, what happened? What they always do. Here comes a bullying accusation. That were, of course, unfounded, untrue. And we're going to do an investigation. Why weren't you investigating Charles? We all heard about when he grabbed the man around his neck and with his collar and mistreated him and pulled up. I don't even want to go into it, but everybody in that family can be aggressive and bullyish because they bully Harry and Meghan ever since Meghan showed up. And you want to call Meghan a bully? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. These two people, they're the least of what you would call a bully. They didn't badmouth anyone. They simply told the truth of their experience. They did it in a way without name calling, and they even held back on, I'm sure, many incidences that they could have brought up that would have been devastating for that family, but they didn't. They told just enough to refute some of the lies that Meghan made Kate cry, when all the time Kate's sitting around being quiet, knowing she's the one that made Meghan cry. But they went with that, and they used that. That was the catalyst that brought so much more hate toward Meghan. So Kate has doubly hockey sticks to pay for that. And so does that whole family, though. Like I said, they could have shared so much more truth, because all they did was share the truth. This couple been lied on for years, but all they ever did was share the truth about their experience. They always tend to take the high ground. And people can lie on them until Jesus comes, but they will answer to God. That's the bottom line. People can get mad if they want to, but the truth is just the truth, no matter how mad you get about it. Like it or not, the truth is still the truth. I'm just going to say I'm in Meghan and Harry's corner. I continue to pray for them and wish them well, because that is what humans do. And that's what people should do for each other. We root for each other. I don't know them. They don't know me. But I have observed them for years. And I've seen their character play out. And it is beyond reproach. Harry and Meghan are people of moral high standards. So congrats to you, Meghan Sussex. Not that you need me to tell you anything. But I'm going to tell you anyway, Meghan, keep on keeping on with how you are living your life, your best life, the way you intend to live it. And nobody can tell you what decision to make and what to do with your life, your choice. Me and millions of others wish you well. We wish you, your husband Harry, and your children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, and we're not going to leave out Mama Doria. We wish you all the best. You deserve it. Keep on doing what you're doing, and we'll keep on supporting you, as we will support anybody that's minding their own business, doing the right things, just living their lives, and all the charity work that you guys do, and all the people that you help, and just Archwell is doing wonderful things. If people really want to talk about you and Harry and would tell the truth and be honest, I mean, you guys are like I don't know what, not the word is not roadmap that I'm looking for, but you guys are the standard. If someone wants to do charitable work or get into business or founding a business or being people that go out and help communities, you guys show up. You always show up and you do good. And that's your mantra, and it's a true mantra, because you do show up and you do good all the time. And so, and there's nothing people can find negative to say about you if they weren't lying. We hear a lot of negative stuff. That's because they have to make it up. They have to lie about it. If they told the truth, they would be saying how wonderful you guys do things. I'm not saying you guys are perfect by no means, but who is? There's nobody on this earth breathing in and out that's perfect. Especially not the ones that's talking about you guys. They're less perfect than the rest of us. But anyways, I don't want to get into... It's like I said, God is still working on me, because I can be short-tempered, because I do have a short fuse for stupidity, dumbness, and haters. Because I don't get it. Those people don't make sense to me, so I don't get them. So anyway, this is about congratulating Meghan. And I cannot wait to listen to Confessions of a Female Founder with Meghan tomorrow. That's all I have, you guys. Thanks for watching The Power of Choice. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who could use a little bit of inspiration. Your support means so much. It really, really does. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, every choice you make has the power to change everything. Goodbye, everybody.